Okay, this is the center that I come from. These are all the girls and all that. This is where I come from, okay? I learned how to meet women within the center pool of the game. The pickup artists are on the outside, as representing by this little potato-headed guy. They're viewing what we players are doing inside here and theorizing about it, and then trying to codify it and sell it to you guys. It's better to get actually root knowledge from within someone within this circle here who's learned the hard way how to meet women versus someone who's on the outside theorizing about it. Think about that. Would you rather get the actual knowledge of what we do or what this person here thinks we do? And by the way, every time I've talked to one of these people, every time I've read one of their reports on the way how they went out and they studied what this player was doing, they've been wrong every time. Because you got to remember, they don't come from this world. They come from an intellectual world. They have no idea what is the natural flow of things inside that world there. Think about it. Okay, now I want to talk to you about the game. There are 3 different levels of the game. The bottom level consists of the players. These are your low-level players, and as they rise up in their game, they get more charisma, they get more power in the game, they become better players, your high-level players. Next, above the players are the max, and these are guys like Tariq Nasheed. They have the ability to pull money out of women legally without having to put them on the streets. Okay, that's where Tariq Nasheed is, somewhere in this level. Okay, at the very top of the game, and don't be racist about it, but are your pimps. Now, pimps have the ability to put women on the streets, have them sell their ass, and bring every dollar back to him. That's a lot of power. You got to respect the game. I know you guys, you Caucasian guys, you've been sold that thing that pimps are these effeminate bullshit stuff by Hollywood. It's not true. Okay? Top of the game are the pimps, because they have the psychology of women mastered. Next, below that are the max. Below that are the players. Down here at the bottom of the players, you have your scrub players, your low-level players, your hoe chasers. They haven't learned how the game works yet. They just run after every piece of ass around. As they get tired of being women's, like I did, women's good sex toy, they start to rise up in the game. And this was the level right in here between both the Mac and the top-level player that I reached. Okay? I've gotten cars, I've gotten trips, I've gotten clothes, I've gotten cash. Okay? Then I came on the internet. When I came on the internet, this is the level that I was looking to reach, the top level of that game. And I only dabbled in it briefly. Okay? So I've mastered all these levels of this game, including touching on this one. But this is where I exist now, at the bottom of the pyramid, back down into the player status. That's why I call myself Player Supreme. When I was doing this level, I called myself Sacktown Pimp. I turned my name to Zen Mac because I was macking at the time. Okay, I was getting those trips, I was getting the cars, I was posting about them on the Pimps Network. I was at the Mac level. That's why I named my site Zen Mac. All right, because I believe my macking was so good, it was at the level of Zen to women's minds. Now, I call myself Player Supreme because I don't do that stuff anymore. Plus, I also own my own business. I have no need to take money from women. I don't need it. I make good money. But at the player level is where I teach. Tariq teaches this level and this level, but I teach this level only. Okay? Teach you guys how to be players. Nowhere in this pyramid will you see pickup artists. But you will see gigolos. And gigolos, if I could have a hoe level, they're really just hoes. Let's see. They'd fall up under the pimp level because the pimp will control them. Whether it's a male pimp or a female pimp. But they're on the other side. I'm talking about the masculine side. Okay? So we have the players, we have the max, and we have the pimps. Most people don't like players. Most women don't like players because they break a lot of hearts. That's the nature of the game. We help women wisen up so they don't like guys like us anymore. Okay? So we do actually perform a viable task or place. We have a viable place in the game. Max, of course, You know, they'll always be around. They've been around for a long time. Players have been around for a long time also. Pimps have been around since the 1800s, towards the end of the 1800s. After slavery, black men realized if they had their women sleep with the masters again, they could get food and cash and money. That's how pimping started. Okay? Players, always been around. Go back to the story of Don Juan. One of those stories is fictional. I believe it's Casanova or Don Juan. One of those two are fictional, but one was a real character, and he was a major player. All right? So players have been around way before this idea of a pickup artist was even conceived. Pickup artist is a 2000 creation, and they're not even in the pyramid yet. So you can get your choice of where you want to get your knowledge from, the root knowledge, or someone who's theorizing about the game. Your choice, fellas. Dining room office. I just put a screen behind me. You guys can see a player's way. That's what I'm about here. Now, there are a lot of people on this channel and on my site. They really just want to be daters. In fact, I just heard from one today. And Polo, I will be answering your questions as soon as I can get to it. You got to understand that I'm trying to explain to you the nature of the game out there. And if you're one of the guys who have been ostracized from the game, then chances are you fit into that other category. You might be extremely intelligent kind of person. You just don't understand normal people. Well, I come from the normal world, and I come from the players' world. And that's why I'm trying to give you the actual way players do it. High-level players. I'm trying to elevate your game. Not teach you how to be a hoe chaser, as I call it. I'm trying to get you guys to learn to control your dicks, basically. Control your masculinity. Be in control of yourself. That's why I push the no hoe chasing thing. Also, it's the nature of the real game out there. Because once you accept the fact, and this is a fact, that ultimately women do the choosing. And I learned that on the Pimps Network. You know, that was kind of a surprise to me too. I learned that from the highest level of the game. Got to remember, I learned it from the highest level of the game. Okay? So you low-level scrubs, you guys who are, I don't know, running around hoe chasing every girl, take it from the highest level of the game. You're wasting your time. Okay? So once you start with that root knowledge that women do the choosing, and if you're usually one of those guys that women aren't feeling, you don't have any charisma, you don't have any swagger, as us black folks say it, you're basically kind of a goober, unattractive goober. That tells you that no matter what kind of opener you're going to use, no matter what kind of sideways, you know, I had this friend from Boston that moved to town. He's living with this girl now, and blah, blah, blah openers. She ain't going to give you none. Okay? You got to work on yourself. Period. I give you guys the truth of the game. And I'm the bad guy. Every time I do this, I'm always the bad guy. I know the pickup artists say, yeah, you could be 5 foot tall, short, fat, balding. And yes, you can date those 6 foot tall 10s. Yeah, with some of this, you can. You could be 80 years old, like Hugh Hefner, and date some smoking hot chicks. But I'm going to give you guys the truth of the game. You got to work on yourself. This game is, unfortunately, it's about looks and feel. So that's what the other part that they don't give you also is, it's about feel. Women are feeling creatures. They get a feeling, a vibe about men. And if your vibe isn't right, and I've kind of chit-chatted with a lot of guys on this internet, and I can tell you 100% that most of them, their vibe is not right. They're kind of odd. I've seen a lot of people from this community who said they've met others from this community, and they said they're weird. So we got to change your weirdness vibe. And that's usually caused by too much activity up here. You weird yourself out. You change your vibration when you start thinking shit. And that's what causes your fear to come out, is this big brain some of you guys have. Now, I know on the channel and on my site, there are some guys who are just normal dudes. Like, there's one 6'7" white guy that I'm thinking of, like, he just changed his screen name. You know, he's like a normal guy. No offense against him, he's no brainiac. But he's like one of the normal people out there, you know, from that world, the normal people's world. And I can say he's one of the few also. There's another brother, a couple of brothers on there that are normal. There's a couple of brothers who are not the normals. So I'm trying to interpret the normal people's realm for you people who are a little bit smarter than everyone else, and you just don't get it. And if you feel like you're one of them, those guys that get ostracized in high school, the geeks, the goobers, the nerds, nice guys, they got the same vibe. Actually, nice guys, they even have a creepier vibe because they have ulterior motives. And that's what really creeps a lot of women out. So you nice guys, you really got to change, add some bass to your voice and add some balls to you. Then you become the ultimate male. There's nothing like a gentleman who's a real man. That's the ultimate male right there. You know, he's nice enough to hold a baby, but still strong enough to command her. And most of you guys don't realize that women, they do want to be commanded, but it's got to be by somebody they respect. So if you have the wrong kind of vibe and they don't trust you, you don't feel right, you get none. You don't waste your fucking time. That's why inner game is so important. The way I start my 7 Steps program is with inner game. Okay? And that's what's vitally important. It's got to start, you got to build the pyramid first. The base of that pyramid is your inner game, your foundation. That's where you strengthen yourself. Then you teach yourself how to dress, how to walk. You improve your communication skills to get to the apex or the top of that pyramid. Then you're ready to go out there and master women. You know, taught yourself all the skills, how to fuck, how to have a conversation with them, how to not give off a creepy ass vibe, a desperate vibe, like hoe chasers do. And a lot of the black guys, they get away with it because they chase enough. Just like, you know, the pickup artist, it's a numbers game. You knock on enough doors, like a telemarketer, you ring enough phones, eventually someone's going to say yes. Then what do? They blast out with their photos, you know, of, oh, I met this hot chick. You don't see the 200 girls that turn them flat down. Okay? So you can take the truth of the game, or you can still keep living in the matrix. But I suggest you take that red pill and wake up and start to work on you. That's why I have my 7 Steps. It's now an actual program. Okay? It's an actual program now that you go through. I divided the book up, the chapters up, because each chapter needs more time. I actually spaced them out 3 days apart now to give people more time, because also there's exercises to do. There's a little mini boot camp. It's a mini boot camp in there to help your skills grow naturally. That's why I've created every product that I've ever created, because I'm from the real game. And I'm observing you guys, and I'm determining what you guys have problems with and what you guys need. The majority of you. I'm not saying everybody's like that, but the majority of you guys, you are unfortunately from that classification. You got to be honest with yourself. And I know a lot of guys say I'm not a nerd, but you got a weird vibe. You got a guy that has a weird vibe. How about that? We just call it that. Women ain't feeling you. So we got to get you guys to recognize the truth of the game first of all. Okay, that's where it starts. Once you start admitting the truth of the game, then we can start correcting everything else and fixing everything else that's wrong. Until next time, fellas. Oh, I know right now there's one of you guys thinking, or a couple of you guys thinking, I really hate that player supreme. I really hate that guy. And it's probably because, you know, the truth hurts. As they say, you throw a stone into a pack of dogs, the one that hollers is the one that got hurt. I'm throwing the stone of truth out there. Peace.